Live from our Jackson studio. Live from the Midtown Jackson studio and live from well into Deep 13. This is Last Call Cafe on Spreaker with the animalistic Jay the Brain Man, the animalistic Matthew the Wizard Nichols, and the pause for consideration, Steve the Baxman Baxley. I'm Franklin Pangborn, your announcer, with Morgul as the friendly drone. Let's go to the cafe and find out what's going on and join the guys on a whole crowd. It's Last Call Cafe on Spreaker. Hey, welcome one and all to the Corsican Ball. That's right, if it's Sunday, it's another wild edition of Last Call Cafe on, we usually say the word Spreaker, but we forgot we have to add four little words. So here we go. Welcome one and all to the Corsican Ball. You are listening to another wild, wacky, and insane edition of the Last Call Cafe on Spreaker from iHeartMedia. I am your congenial host, one of them, Steve the Baxman Baxley. Let me introduce the rest of the bunch. Best in show, champion Gamerus Coolest, otherwise known as the one, the only, the Wizard, Matthew Nichols.
What's up, gamers?
And best in producing a show, and even bester in show, he is champion of managers. He's champion of intergender wrestling. And he hosts a show called Jay the Brain Man Presents WrestleMA Hut with Jay the Brain Man, Steve the Baxman Baxley, right here on Spreaker.com from iHeartRadio. And now, he's about to speak as our judge now positions him in the right way on the table. He is the one, the only, and Betty White's reason for smiling.
Jay
Oh, man. That's right, folks. Before we get on here, want to say congratulations to two folks. Want to say congratulations to Wasabi, the Pekingese, who got picked best in show just a few moments ago as we go live to tape. And I guess we could say second place or first runner-up is, again, Bourbon the Whippet. And our second, yes, we'll go to a comment from Whippet in a few moments, but we also want to congratulate another piece of history.
the dog show. First time it went to a outside building. Usually they hold the Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show at the garden known as Madison Square Garden. They didn't this year because of COVID. So an outside space. They went to one of these big old mansions on Millionaires Row in Tarryton, New York. And I gotta tell you, this thing was awesome. Congratulations also to the boys and girls over at Fox for the first time ever. The broadcast was not only seen on cable on Fox Sports 1 and 2, but also on the big network, the big Fox network. So congratulations, one and all. Let's hear the applause once again. All right, let's get on with it. We have to start the way we start every week. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Franklin Pangborn, who will give us a little something.
Thank you very much, and no, I will not beg. It's time for a Brainwave with Jay, the Brain Man. So, Brain, what you got for us in that brilliant mind of yours?
It's about that time.
Yeah, Steve,
Friggin' rocket.
it's Gilbert Gottfried saying you couldn't even wipe my ass, let alone do a half-decent imitation of me. Okay?
And there you go.
Ah, yes. What can you say about the brain waves that we always get, except you never know what you're going to get. Pangborn, do your thing.
This has been a Brainwave, presented still by nobody. But you never know about next week. We'll see you then.
All right, Mr. Pangborn, you got another thing to do. So if you don't mind, get on the judging table, position normally, and introduce the next segment.
It's time for Gamer News with the Wizard, Matthew Nichols, presented by Pluto TV. Tune in, turn on, be good. That's a good doggy. Got some good channels for you, including channels for you gamers out there and you folks that love anime. Now, here he is with the Gamer News, the Wizard.
Thanks, Pangborn. Okay, this week on Gamer News, well, E3 is currently going on right now, and we recently had a few of the press conferences. One of them is the Microsoft one, which I'm going to be listing out some of the titles they show up. First off, we have a release date for Bethesda's upcoming new IP, Starfield, which is launching November 11, 2022. So we finally got a teaser trailer and a release date. We had more gameplay footage of Halo Infinite, which is launching this fall as planned, and we got the official multiplayer reveal, and Microsoft says the game's multiplayer element will be free to download, so even if you don't buy the game, you can still play the multiplayer for free. Forza Horizon 5 was also announced, which is the next entry in the spin-off of the Forza games, Forza Horizon. We have a release date for Stalker 2, which is April 28th of 2022. We got another trailer for Back 4 Blood, which is launching October 12th. We have a new update for the multiplayer online pirate game Sea of Thieves, which is called A Pirate's Life, which is a free update coming on June 22nd. And it's going to feature an original storyline based off of Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean, which means we're going to be seeing Jack Sparrow in this game. We have we have an overview trailer for Far Cry 6, which is due October 7th. We have a official date announcement trailer for 12 Minutes, which is Microsoft's unusual story-based game, which is coming out August 19th. We have an announcement trailer for the sequel to Obsidian's award-winning RPG game, The Outer Worlds, which is Outer Worlds 2, and in terms of the launch date, well, it's not okay. It showed me the launch date on here. We also got an announcement for Redfall, which is
is that the cousin of Blue Ball?
Redfall.
Oh,
Which is a game from Microsoft-owned Arcane Studio, which were the creators of Dishonored and Prey, and it's a cooperative shooting game where you fight vampires, which is planned for 2022. Microsoft's Flight Simulator is getting a tie-in with Top Gun to pretty much promote the new Top Gun movie, which is scheduled to hit theaters in November, which is going to be called Flight Simulator plus Top Gun. And the Xbox fridge, which was a meme, Microsoft is actually making that meme come to life on holiday of this year. Yep, we're actually getting the Xbox Series X fridge. And one more bit of gaming news. If you are a fan of the popular visual novel Doki Doki Literature Club, well, Dan Sabato tweeted on Twitter, which we found out a couple of days ago, that Doki Doki Literature Club is getting an expansion called Doki Doki Literature Club Plus, which is coming out on consoles. It was in June 30th of this year, which is going to include 6 new side stories is to flesh out the world of Doki Doki Literature Club. So for those of you who want more from the world of Doki Doki Literature Club, Doki Doki Literature Club Plus is the game for you. And this, although you gotta pay for it, but it's worth it. There's also a physical edition as well, some goodies. And that's it for this week's gaming news. E3 is going to continue on for the rest of this week, which very much next Sunday I will indeed be talking about some of the other things from E3.
And that's Gamer News with the wizard Matthew Nichols, presented by Pluto TV. Drop in, watch free, and on Sundays on what is it? Tokusatsu, you can catch the Ultraman family, Ultraman Orb, and the only Ultraman that never actually appeared. The only series of the Ultra series where Ultraman never appeared. Whoa, what do you mean? Yes, we found out that there was a series where Ultraman never made an appearance. What's it called? Ultra Q. Think the Twilight Zone without Rod Serling. Oh. That's on channel 848. Tokusatsu. Why is it called Tokusatsu? Well, because it's run by Shout Factory TV. Guys, back to you. I'll be back later with the General.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Paymore, thank you very much. Mr. Gamer himself, the Wizard. And that means that it is time to get yourself updated here on the world of pro wrestling action. And we got a couple of pay-per-views to report on. So we'll have one reported here, and the other we will report on WrestleAnime Hut. But let's get you the NXT TakeOver in Your House results. Let's get to it. The winner take all, Legado de Fantasma versus NXT Tag Team Champions MSK and NXT North American Champion Bronson Reed. The winners of that were MSK and Bronson Reed. Then, believe it or not, you're going to be shocked at this. Todd Pettengill is alive and well. He was backstage with a... He was backstage with a VHS tape of the 2017 Mae Young Classic to hype the Xia Li versus Mercedes Martinez match. Wow. Anyway, it was a comedy bit. Let's put it this way. Todd hasn't been the same since Scott Shannon retired from PLJ, and WPLJ went off the air and was bought by a religious network. Anyway, let's continue on. Mercedes Martinez versus Xia Li. The winner was Xia Li. Let's keep going. The ladder match for $1 million title. LA Knight versus Cameron Grimes. And the winner of that was, indeedy-doo, the winner and new $1 million champion, LA Knight. Then we had the NXT Women's title match, Ember Moon versus Raquel Gonzalez. The winner of that was Raquel Gonzalez. And then we had a fatal five-way for the NXT title, Johnny Gargano versus Adam Cole versus Pete Dunne versus Kyle O'Reilly versus Karrion Kross. And your winner of that was... I love how we do this now. Karrion Kross. And that was your NXT In Your House Invasion Takeover Boom Boom. Okay, let's... and speaking of NXT, our friends over at Wrestling Inc. report that it looks like a big change could be coming to the WWE NXT brand. Tonight's NXT TakeOver in Your House featured several segments where NXT General Manager William Regal and security had to keep superstars apart. A parking lot segment early in the day saw The Way and Kyle O'Reilly argue, while Pete Dunne and NXT champion Karrion Kross brawled backstage. Later in the night, Regal and his security team also had to stop NXT Women's Champion Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai from brawling with Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon before the main event. Now, the Wild Takeover main event saw Kross retain over O'Reilly, Dunne, Gargano, and Cole in a fatal five-way, as we mentioned. After the match, Mackenzie Mitchell caught up with Regal backstage as he was exiting his office and walking out to the parking lot. Mackenzie asked Regal his thoughts on the show. A somber Regal responded, "It's been 7 years since I became the GM of NXT, and I've never seen so much bedlam. It's complete madness. I think it's time for a change," end quote. Regal then walked off as Mitchell wondered what that could mean for NXT. Now, there is no word yet on what the WWE might have in store for the NXT brand. But, of course, our friends at Wrestling Inc. will keep you updated. Tuesday's NXT episode in the USA Network will feature fallout from the show and a potential update to Regal's teaser. So, there ye be on that little fandango. By the way, just to tell you how, well, really bad things are in the WWE, They're set to go back on tour starting July 16th for an episode of SmackDown in Houston, Texas, followed by Money in the Bank in Fort Worth, Texas, on Sunday, July 18th. Well, as previously reported, the first few shows on WWE's 25-city tour have been selling well, with Money in the Bank likely to sell out with over 10,000 seats. WWE currently also has tickets on sale for shows in a host of other cities, including Ohio, Pennsylvania, Minnesota, Missouri, Wisconsin, Florida, Michigan, and North Carolina. On the latest Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer, remember when it's him and Wrestling Observer Radio, take what he says with a grain of Morton salt, a very tiny grain. Meltzer noted that tickets for most of WWE shows have not been selling well. He stated that in terms of tickets sold per show, WWE is currently behind AEW. It should be noted that all of AEW's upcoming events are television tapings, while 9 of the upcoming WWE shows with tickets on sale are house shows. Outside the July 16th weekend, Meltzer said the August 2nd Raw in Chicago has been selling fine, with over 6,000 tickets sold. An upcoming WWE live event in Pittsburgh and San Antonio, Raw tapings, have also been doing decent numbers. The rest of the WWE tour has not been selling good, with many of the shows selling under 2,000 tickets so far. He noted that the ticket sales in some markets have been scary bad. Now, WWE and AEW will both be running events in the Dallas, Charlotte, Jacksonville, Miami markets. They're way ahead of AEW in Dallas. However, Meltzer stated that AEW is ahead of WWE in Miami and Charlotte, while AEW is ahead of WWE in Miami. Meltzer noted that both companies weren't doing well in the market. Meltzer also added that AEW is about even with ticket sales with where they were before the pandemic, while WWE is down. In the first quarter of 2020, before the pandemic, they were averaging 6,300 fans per show, and they are currently at under half of that number. So things are, that's about all the oil we can just stand there. By the way, these news little stories, we thank WrestlingInc.com, and what more can we say but ooh-ee, ooh-ah-ah. By the way, the WWE has confirmed there will be a Rey Mysterio, Roman Reigns Hell in a Cell match at the upcoming pay-per-view on June 20th. So there you go. The current card for the Hell in the Cell little fandango: Bobby Lashley, the champion, with MVP versus Drew McIntyre. If McIntyre loses, he can't challenge Lashley for the title ever again. WWE Universal Champion, also in the Hell in the Cell, Roman Reigns with Paul Heyman takes on Rey Mysterio. The Raw Women's Championship will be decided between Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte. And right now, the WWE SmackDown Women's Champion, Bianca Belair, will take on Bayley. We're going to, just as a little teaser to our Impact Wrestling Against All Odds, for those of you that got the pay-per-view and you heard a very familiar voice, well, we'll tell you that your ears weren't deceiving you. You could say it was truly dynamite. And that is that for at least some of the wrestling report. We'll give you the Impact Wrestling results of Against All Odds on Wrestle Anime Hut. Right now, let's give you the word of hello. Yeah, let's finish the letters. Okay, there we are. Boom. Okay, let's give you a little bit of the entertainment news. And if you think CBS has got a little trouble, well, you're right. Apparently, do we have the yeah? Apparently, Clarice. It may be a long time before we solve her problems. And a few other things as well. Let's let's first, before you go to Clarice, tell you that if you want to see the Stanley Cup semifinal games, you still will be able to on NBCSN or USA Network and NBC Sports, but you can also catch them with a little more scratch on the Peacock Premium service. The series will start June 14th at 9 p.m. with Game 1 in the semifinals. And let's pop in the Esplanade there so we can continue. Between the Montreal Canadiens and the Vegas Golden Knights, the pregame coverage will begin at 8:30, and Peacock will also feature post-game coverage on NHL Overtime. Of course, you can also check out the little sports things that NBC has, including USA. The streaming component of Turner Sports' long-term deal for NHL rights won't likely come into focus anytime soon. Jeff Zucker, the chairman of what will soon be known as Warner Brothers Discovery or Discovery Warner Brothers News and Sports, indicated as much during a press call with NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman to discuss the transactions. While the terms have not yet been confirmed officially during the call, sources have indicated that Warner Media paid $225 million a year for rights. Acquiring hockey from NBC Universal is a milestone for a company which last broadcast hockey when Ted Turner bought rights to the Atlanta Flames games back in the 70s when he still owned what was then known as WTCG. TNT and TBS will air games from the start of the deal in the 2021-2022 season, but Zucker was much more vague as to what they're going to do with HBO Max. He said, quote,
"We're going to figure that out now."
When asked for a specific timeline, as you know, Warner Media, which will launch an ad-supported tier of HBO Max in June, has promised for 2 years to deliver sports on the platform, but has not revealed any details. Quote,
What we're excited about in this deal is that we have that flexibility and optionality, but it's not imminent and it's not going to happen this year, in this calendar year. Our emphasis in the year ahead will certainly be on TNT and TBS. In the years to come, I think you'll see HBO Max and those digital platforms be a different part. End quote. Zucker won't be at the controls when the streaming is activated. He says that he plans to leave the company at the end of 2021, 8 years after taking the realm at CNN. NHL and ESPN ABC's 7-year deal will include 1,000+ streamed games per season, by the way, just as an afterthought. But the press release for the Turner deal announced the NHL noted that HBO Max could also simulcast some games. Exclusive broadcasts on HBO Max would be more of a litmus test for a service, which reaches 44.2 mil, and will be the first time ever that HBO actually has a major sports deal in their pocket. Of course, they've been rumored a long time to be in with baseball or basketball, but hockey, not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, we'll also have more entertainment news, etc. on Wrestle Anime Hut as well. And General, you're here. I know we're running a little late, but we also wanted to, Ned Beatty passed away. He was 83. He had more than 160 screen credits, but he's most famous in the scene where he had to squeal like a pig in the movie Deliverance, and also as one of the owners of a television network in Network. And due to contract reasons, you may not be able to see what happened to Clarice on CBS or their streaming service Paramount Plus. We will explain further next week, and that'll be when we'll have some comedy bits as well, so you don't have to hear me. Anyway, that's let's see, is that Fangmorn, do your thing. And now it's time for the Belch of the Week. And here's General Big Jimmy, Billy Bob Bo Schwartz. All right, Eddies. Smoke 'em if you got 'em. Eat 'em if you make 'em. All right. Let's just get to it. First Lieutenant Jimmy and your brother, how you guys doing?
Well, I'm doing good. How about you, brother?
I'm doing pretty well.
Okay, boys, how you doing? Matthew, how's it going?
It's been going alright.
Brain, how's it going?
Good.
Taxman? Yeah, we all know you're going good as well, eh?
Oh, yeah. I just got a little attack of tummy problem because of supper tonight. It's the last time I cook anything. Anyway, you gotta do something, General. So, get cooking to it.
Yeah, that's right. I gotta do this, and, well, it pains me to do this. Like it pains you to get the thing popped up there. I love it when things come together, including at this moment in time. All right. Yes, we are hitting the eye. And it is CBS that we're hitting. Why are we hitting the eye? Well, they sort of, I guess you could say, yutzed it up a bit last night with their auto race. They had a little tech issue, had a little tech problem, but I guess it has to do because, well, it's a new series, it's a new auto series. So we'll give them the benefit of the doubt, but we're still going to belch them. Brother Jimmy, what did you give the Belchatron 2000?
Well, let's see. We gave the Voltron 2000 3 triple whoppers with a large chocolate shake mixed in with some Subway subs, some Arby's, some KFC, some Wendy's, some McDonald's.
Okay. We ready for us, Lieutenant Jimmy?
Yes, sir, we're ready, and the Belchatron is about to explode if we don't do it now.
All right, then. We're ready. Fire! Ooh, that was a bit. Woo! That was a stinker. Oh, by the way, I did forget to mention one other thing.
Yeah?
Burger King went back to their original bun logo. And so that belch also went for Burger King. If they wanted to do that, they shouldn't have they shouldn't have done the new logo in the first place. Should have kept what brought them fame and fortune. By the way, if anyone gets that chicken sandwich, let us know what you thought of it. Guys, adios. We'll see you next week. Boss, I'll take you up to Burger King. It's my treat.
What?
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you so much, Jimmy. Jimmy, Billy Bob Schwartz, and also my new video will be live in about 30-some odd minutes. Peace. What just happened? I think he crashed.
Well, thank you for listening to the show. We'll see you next week.